One of my first patterns was a tote with a pocket. It was called Olivia. And now I want to make another tote with a pocket, because I think this is something useful. Okay, this is the back. This is the face of the tote. It will have this pocket. The pocket will be covered with this flap. The closure system will be this. This is some contrast leather. It will be closed with zippers that will be stitched here. The zipper will be here and here. And it will have some reinforcements. It will have reinforcements here, and it will have round handles here. And of course this is the gusset, and it will have D-rings here and here, and that's all. Now let's stitch the pocket. First the cover with my usual magnetic pony stitch, the improvised one. I like this contrast between the black leather and the thread, and I like the difference in textures between this leather and this leather. Somehow it's funny because everyone wants a black bag, and if I make tutorials for black bags it doesn't look good enough, but I have to make some black bags too. I think half of the clothes are black. Everybody wears black. I will finish this and then I will stitch the pocket. I stitched the cover of the pocket. Now I will stitch the pocket itself with the magnetic pony stitch. I hope that soon ChatGPT will be better in translating. I want to speak in my language and automatically it will be traduced in English and in other languages. I hope this will happen soon, because I have to be very careful with my mediocre English. I stitched the cover, I stitched the pocket. I will burn the end of the thread. And now I will stitch the pocket here, and then the cover of the pocket here. Already looks excellent, because the contrast between the thread and the leather is a very good contrast. Stitching the pocket like this. nothing special. I stitched the pocket. Now let's stitch the cover of the pocket. I will fix this here. And I will start the stitching here. And so on. I stitched the pocket. Now let's close the pocket. I forgot to make these holes, so I will mark using the pattern here and here. I will use this proper round punch. I will make the holes. Okay. Now I will translate these holes on the pocket. Let's use something bigger. Okay. Here and here. Now we will make the holes with a smaller round punch, with this one. And now the Sam Browne studs, I think this is the name for this. In Romanian we call them ciupercuțe, little mushrooms. First ciupercuță, second ciupercuță, I will make a small cut here. I use this, it helps me. Okay, and now we can close this pocket. You see, it has a very beautiful volume. There is some tension here, but it will be eliminated when we will stitch the gusset. Now we will have to make the heaviest part of the job. So I will have to make this round handle. It is like this. I will have to place it here, and I will have to cover it with this reinforcement stitching. I will glue this here, then I will make this stitching. So let's proceed. Let's do it, shall we? Okay. This is brown, but I hope you have a black lining if on the same color. Okay. I will make only one handle. This way of making round handles is a very, very good one. it is the proper method. I don't show you the length of this because it's not as necessary as it is. It can be a little longer, it can be a little shorter. Of course I need the scissors and I don't find it. You see, I have to use force to thread the needle because it is a small needle and a thick thread. But it's easy when I stitch. Okay. Let's use our usual trick. This is a magnet. Place it here. And now it stays, as you see. And I can thread it. I will reinforce the first step. I always do this. I always tell you. I'm sorry if you heard this 5,000 times already. Mediocre English. First one or two steps are not friendly, but after that everything will be easy. And so on. You know how easy it is. I will show you how it looks. You see, stiff and really nice. Now the handle, I'll have to stitch the handle. So we have this and this. The handle will be from here. Let's mark from here to here and from here to here. You have the signs on the pattern. The number of the holes is this one. Wow, it's not an easy task, believe me. I will use this blunt awl to fix this part of the handle. I think I will say in the beginning of the pattern that it's hard to stitch the handle. Okay, I will use this point stitch to keep the material as I can stitch it. I will start here. You see, I don't stitch this line. I will stitch it when I will stitch the gusset. I will stitch, and when I will reach this point I will film again. Now we reached the critical point. We will have to work a lot here, but it's okay. Hey. Difficulties, of course. Oh, not as bad as I thought, as I initially thought. Okay. Oh, I thought it will be harder. You see? Now let's make the second step. Oh, it works. I can't believe it. I thought it will be very hard. I make this type of stitching for this type of handle for the very first time. I will reinforce this step. You see, I go backwards, then I will I have to film. I'm not in a very comfortable position. Another step. Oh! Oh! This one was really easy. You see, this curve is really curved. I have to show you on the white. You see? That's why I thought it is hard to stitch, but not as hard as I thought. Okay. You see, I started with the back of the bag. Hey. Please don't do bad things for me. Okay. Please. Right. Okay. For sure you can't make such a narrow stitching with a sewing machine, I guess. The last hole on the handle, you already know that I will reinforce it. Okay, you see, I made a step backwards and now forward. I can't believe it. I'm really happy for this stitching. Oh. You see, it wanted to trick me. And now we will go easy until we reach this point. Then we will stitch all the handle. I won't show you everything to you. We will see each other after I will stitch this handle and the handle here. I stitched the handles. As you see, we have this line for the zipper. Now we will stitch the zipper. First we will stitch it here, and then we will stitch these parts here on this line here. Okay, as usual, glue, holes, stitching. See you then. Holes. I will use this. I will mark out the holes, then I will stitch. I stitched the zipper. Now I will stitch it here. We have signs for this. I will match the parts here. You see, I have 2 holes here and 2 holes here. I don't think it's important to show how I stitch this. I stitched the zippers. You see, I choose the zipper that allows me to break the parts. And now I will stitch the gusset. I will stitch it like this. I will bend the gusset with a plier, like this. And I will start to stitch it. And so on. Stitching. This is a long thread. Ugh. On the table. Reinforcing the first step. And after 2 or 3 steps, stitching became really easy. This is one of the simplest stitchings one can do. You can see all the parts. You can see your right hand, you can see your left hand. I won't film these stitchings. Unfortunately, it is a little late, so I will finish this bag tomorrow. So, enough for today. I will show you this bag when it will be stitched. All the gusset will be stitched. And tomorrow I will stitch the D-rings. I painted the edges. They still dry. It's cold in Bucharest today. You see what a beautiful bag. I really love it. Let's make the D-rings. Of course you can use the pattern. I will use the pattern too, you see, but in this way. I will use it this way. So I will translate the D-ring on the gusset of the bag. You see? I will make the holes. And then I will place it here and I will stitch it. Let's stitch the D-ring like this. You can stitch it from the beginning because you have the sides for the holes, but you know that I modify a lot during the process of making a pattern, so I place the accessories at the end. But you can also stitch with the hand inside because it's easy. You see how easy it is. Okay. After that I will make the strap. I stitched the D-rings. See? Now I will stitch the straps, the buckle with the keeper. You will have to make the keeper by yourself because if the thickness of the leather is different, the length of the keeper is different. So I never place the keepers on the pattern. It's not a mistake, it's with intention. Like this. Of course you have the holes on the pattern. Like this. This is the carabinier, we call it in Romanian. I can't remember the name of this part. I never did. Sorry. I will make the holes. It's easier this way. You have to see how my cat fetch a piece of bambus. So I will make all these holes, I will stitch them, and I will show the bag in the end. So this is the bag, the strap, I will close the strap, this is the bag. Love it. Big useful pocket, a lot of space inside. I have some polystyrene inside because it keeps the shape, but let's see how it looks without it. This zipper helps a lot, like this. You see, it looks the same. It keeps the shape very good. My cat wants to be here too. Mochi, she is Mochi. Hi, go Mochi. She doesn't speak English, of course.